Welcome everyone to EGL Champions podcast episode 2. Episode 1 went pretty good. We had a few audio issues and a few video issues. Hopefully this one will be a little better. And I'm going to attempt to do some editing in the YouTube editor if I have to. I don't know how that's going to go. Yeah, apparently they have a built-in editor now.
I think
But
I've
yeah,
seen that before, yeah.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, we're continuing the podcast, full steam ahead, and mainly this is an effort just to get community members in front of the rest of the community and just kind of chit chat for a little bit and yeah, just have a good time. So today with me is Mr. CLG, also known as Nutter. Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's what you're going by these days.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
the main account that I play on now, yeah.
yeah. Um, CLG's been here for a long time since season 2 of the circuit. Uh, he's typically been a mid laner, although he does play a lot of AD carry.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. He's come over here and visited me, saw America. He thought it was the best thing ever, and he dreaded going back to Canada. So yeah.
Yeah, it was really special over there.
Oh, so anyways, yeah, kind of we're gonna kind of flow the same chart I did with Peanut here. So I guess who are you? How long have you I already kind of said how long you were playing in the circuit, but and how long have you been playing League of Legends and what's your career been like in that game?
Yeah, yeah, so I'm Prad, but yeah, Circuit also knows me as CLG or Nutter. And then, yeah, Circuit, I think, like, I don't know, when was season 2? That was, like, 3 years ago, right?
Yeah. So that would have been I want to say fall of 2020. And
Yeah,
we're in
okay, so
fall of
almost
2023. Damn.
it's almost
Yeah,
yeah,
so
almost
3
exactly,
years.
like,
Yeah,
3
yeah.
years ago. So, yeah, back then, yeah, in terms of, like, League, I've been playing for around 10 years now. So started in, late season 3, but then I
Same.
never played, like, any ranked until season 4. And then, yeah, so, uh, yeah, I always liked playing the game. I don't know, I always thought it was, like, super fun, but I don't think I ever hit high elo until, like, season 7.
Okay.
And then onwards from there, I always maintained like masters or something like that, like diamond or master, like D1 or masters. I think there was
Okay.
a few seasons in between where I was like inactive and I was just mainly just playing in D1, and then other seasons it was like masters.
Sure. Have you always been a mid laner or always like gravitated towards that lane?
Yeah, or well, like when I started playing, it was bot, and then like so I played that from like season 4 to like 6, basically. Actually, the earlier seasons I really didn't give a shit. Like most of the time, I was just playing like whatever, and then like I think in season 6 is when I actually really started to play a lot of AD carry.
I
But then
see.
after that season, I just didn't like the role and the direction it was going in. Like
Mm,
also at the time I was switching, it was like when the champs like I didn't really like them. It was lethality meta.
yeah.
So that was like when they first introduced lethality. It was like a lot of Jin,
That was
Misfortune,
also season
Varus.
late season 6, early season 7 was Bomby Cinder jungler meta, right?
Yeah, there
Is
was
that
some
that season?
Iceborne Gauntlet. Yeah,
Yeah, the super
like
tank
some.
meta. You just couldn't.
Yeah,
Zach would just 1v5 your entire team.
yeah,
Yeah.
Poppy, like Echo, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
super
tank
annoying.
echo, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude, those
trembles.
were good.
That was not a good time.
So
Yeah.
I just didn't like playing AD at the time, and then I switched to mid afterwards. And
Okay.
then that was actually a good time to be mid. It was a good time to be AD too, because that was back when the Ardent meta was happening.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
True.
But I actually liked mid lane a lot because like I've always played a lot of Orianna. The first
Yep.
time I switched to mid, I played a lot of Orianna. And season 7, Orianna was super broken. So
Right. She's super
yeah.
broken right now too
Yeah,
at
she's really strong
Worlds.
right now, yeah.
Yeah, which we'll get to later for sure. And so, okay, so what was your background in gaming before? So, I mean, you said that was 10 years ago. So, you got to be like mid 20s now, right? So, you would have been playing like you're around 15, 16, 14, 15, 16. So, like who
Yeah.
got you into the game? Like what was the deal with that?
Yeah, it was my brother, like my middle brother. Like I have two brothers, both older, but the middle brother, I guess. Like he's the one I've always like followed him playing games because the oldest one didn't really play too many.
Okay.
So I always played like the same games as him, and he started playing League as well in like season 3. So shortly after, like I just followed and started playing as well, and yeah, that was basically how I got into it.
Did he try to be in the, the top 1% of the game as well, or was he little less serious about like elo?
Yeah, I don't think he cared as much, but like he was diamond. Like he was higher elo than me before. Like I think in season 6, like he was diamond 4 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That was back when they had diamond 5 too. And then season
Ah,
6
yeah,
is
yeah.
also like the first season that I hit diamond as well.
Okay.
But he hit diamond first. I feel like he was like a big reason why I was like playing the game like a lot back then.
Yeah, for
And then
sure.
now he doesn't play as much. He still plays it occasionally, but I'm definitely playing it like a lot more
Yeah,
considering
yeah,
when he
yeah,
is. Yeah.
for sure. So, what other games did you kind of? I mean, typically league players, if they're anything even above gold, league is their main game. I mean, you might
Yeah.
take breaks, but you're always coming back. So what were other games that you kind of like enjoyed throughout the time besides league, or is it mainly just league for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I like mostly played like other like competitive games or some shit like that.
Okay.
Like things like I don't know, Overwatch or like
Mm-hmm.
CS:GO, just things that you can play with friends basically. Like
Sure, sure.
anything that I can play with friends on a team is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked Overwatch and CS2, or not CS2, but just regular CS:GO. I think one of the main reasons why I like those games was because like voice comms.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun to like get in a party, even with
Right.
like randoms or some shit like that, and just talk with them. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's super foreign to
Um,
me if I hop into like Overwatch and the fact that everyone just has voice comms and everyone's like pretty
yeah,
civil and chill. And I know Overwatch is more of a chill game, even though like people take it seriously. Its level of serious is still way chiller than like a COD lobby, right? Like, so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
interesting how people are like, yeah, just working together, maybe some friendly banter, but like no one's like trying to bite your head off in an
Yeah, no,
Overwatch lobby,
it's like super rare to run into someone who's like
Yeah.
really that pissed off.
Yeah,
But
I'm
like,
waiting
yeah,
for like the
Overwatch was
5 Overwatch players to be like, "Well, you haven't been in my Overwatch games." It's like, "All right, well,
yeah.
yeah."
Like I played a good amount of Overwatch too. Like actually I didn't play that much Overwatch. I think I had like around like I want to say like it was definitely less than 100 hours, but I was able to get like diamond just because I liked the game and I liked having voice comms a lot.
Mhm.
But then like I mean I don't know, I just found the game like it wasn't my game, so I didn't really stick to it that much. But yeah, over time I just like picked up like random games that I play like alongside League.
Mhm.
But yeah, League has always been like the main thing usually. Like there's always been breaks. Like I said, like there were seasons where I was like inactive, and then I was still playing like a few games here and there. But yeah, I would play like I don't know other competitive games like Valorant when it came out. I was playing a little bit, mostly just with friends. Yeah, Overwatch, CS. I think that's it. Like in terms of like actual like games that have a rank system in them.
Sure, sure, sure.
Um,
I know you're a big
yeah,
fan of Celeste, right?
yeah. I played a lot of
Yeah,
Celeste
yeah,
when
yeah,
it
yeah.
like happened. I guess you can only play so much of it, so I
Yeah,
played like
yeah, yeah,
all of the content that's in the game, but that was
yeah.
basically it.
I see Zombro playing Celeste every now and then at the arcade when there's like nothing
Oh,
going
nice.
on. He'll just hop into it and just play it because it's just something easy to play.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
cool game.
yeah,
I
for
used to play a
sure.
lot of like MMOs before that
Mm.
too. Before League, I feel like there was like a lot of people playing MMOs, and then like I guess I played like I'm trying to think of the MMOs I used to play. It was like this like I played Maple Story. Maple Story was obviously really popular,
Right,
way back in the day. And then I'm trying to think of the other MMOs that I used to play. I never played like WoW or anything like that though.
right. Same here. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that had a big community, but like I just never got into it.
So let's talk about like season 2, season 3 of the circuit. So season 1 was happening and I had learned about you guys from Gabe, I believe it was. And
Yeah,
when I saw the roster of you, Kabos, Zach's Blobs,
yeah.
um who was your oh Rag, I think Rag was your
It's
top
Rag,
laner.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Rag's
yeah.
the top, yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap, because at this time with the old ranking system, the league was like plat 4 average, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
we had a few
Mhm.
diamond players, but we had like you and Kabas who were sitting at like I think you were masters and Kabas was like D2 at that time.
Yeah.
And Zach was D4 and Gabe was D4 and I think Rag was like mid plat or something like that, right? He hadn't done his huge Urgot OTP spike. Um
Yeah, something like that.
And so I was like hella nervous. I'm like, wow, I wanted you guys to come in and play because we wanted like a strong team and but we also RSH was also wanting into the league. And the thing with RSH is they had an actual challenger jungler,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was 10 times, I don't know, I was 10 times less anxious about that because they had come and played in person. Like most of their players had played in person at the college that I was hosting tournaments at. So I'm like, well, they're just local players, like whatever. But
Yeah, you can
SRC is
never
a bunch of Reddit players, and I'm like, shit, like I don't know if this is gonna fly in the community, you know. I mean, the gamble worked out. I mean, you're all considered, you're all more veteran than half the people that have played in throughout the years. Like you're definitely, if there were statues, you guys would be in the statues. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just remember, and then when you guys came in, yeah, it was just the SRC RSH show. I mean, it
Yeah,
kind of went
yeah.
exactly how I guess everyone thought it was going to be. I believe season two we had 6 teams, and you guys went 5-1, and RSH went 6-0.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then season three we had 8 teams, um, and that was much more of a banger. I think, man, just looking back through some of that stuff, I should have brought up the old records, but I won't right now. But yeah,
Old
it's like,
records.
yeah, yes,
Oh, like the win-loss records, you mean?
yeah, yeah, just
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
because we had the Hall of Fame. But yeah, it's crazy. As much as things change, everything just stays the same. You look at like a lot of the names on there, and they're just the same names that win basically everything. So,
Yeah, I
um,
guess
yeah,
everyone's lasted a while, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think season three was probably the most competitive season because we had Fire Nation, SRC, and RSH, like peak form of all those teams in the same season. You had Burn Victim, Alex, Super Thig, all on the same team. PTC was still playing, so we had Mega Man, who I've always considered to be the second best mid laner after you, like who's played in the circuit. So, um, yeah, those were good times. I always enjoyed the Mega Man versus CLG matchup because,
Yeah.
well, we had a lot of high skilled top laners, and we had a huge
Yeah.
80 carry pool. I mean, we've had some greats come through, like Bad C and Gunman Bob and Pepsi Cola, but there weren't many high elo mid laners. And it's still to this day, there
Yeah.
aren't very many high elo mid laners that have come through.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that. I think we've just gotten unlucky. Um, so yeah, it was always really cool to like see you and Mega Man match up. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's good times.
That
Hmm.
circuit was good.
It was good. Hopefully, it will be good again. That is the goal.
You can. You
All
think it's
right.
worse now?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I would say that to most people, I think it feels like a chore. People
Yeah.
people want
Yeah.
to play in it until it starts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
we're already halfway through, and I just get the vibe. I just get the vibe that, and I could be wrong, right? But I just get the vibe, and it could be just on my team. I'm not trying to like throw my team under the bus, but could just be on my team, but I think it's an overall vibe that like everyone wants comp to come back, and then it's always like halfway through the season. Doesn't matter how long or how short the season is. I can just tell it's like fuck. I wish this shit was over, or like I wish finals was next week. Because like when I
Mhm.
made my announcement video about like my health. It was kind of like my big update video. I can't
Yeah.
tell you how many PMs I got. Let's go! Woo! We're gonna do
Yeah.
seasons again. Yeah! And then I'm like, holy crap! Yeah, I'm gonna have like 8 teams. The amount of people, like ringleaders that are DMing me, this is gonna be great. And it's like that hype fell off. I only got 4 teams.
Yeah.
4 full teams. I mean, I had quite a few teams that had like 2 or 3 guys. It's like, yeah, we think we can get 2 more, and it didn't help that I rushed it. I did rush it because part of me is like, all right, I don't want any excuses. I just want to go. Same thing with this podcast. Like, I'd rather do something than do nothing at this point.
Yeah.
And historically, I've been super against that, but I've seen the error of my ways. Um, but yeah, I just think the feeling of it has died down, and I got to figure out what's missing and what people want. You know, I hired that caster for the double round robin. I
Yeah,
paid.
it's always good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I paid for that like out of my own pocket because I want to see like what the reception was towards that. and I'm going to be paying him to do the next one and grand finals as well. Because I want to see like is having like a dedicated caster that has no caster bias. This person does not know anybody. That he's just casting League of Legends. Which, by the way, he was freaking out because the level of skill in our league is much higher than what he's used to. He's like doing collegiate shit. So you might have like a couple diamond kids and mostly golds, like
Yeah.
playing in a game, and he's like, wow, like the skill level here is like, holy crap. So
Wait, but collegiate, do you mean like high school or some shit like that, or what
no,
do you mean?
collegiate, like college.
Oh, like universities?
Yeah,
Oh.
university. Oh yeah, you're Canadian. Yeah, yeah.
Some schools are pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure he's done like better. Like some schools are higher elo, but for
Yeah.
him, like to have the quality of that many games, like that was like that was something I noticed he was super excited about. So, but yeah, I just think like getting storylines going is probably going to be the biggest thing, and trying to get old players to come back. That's what I'm trying, and that's also what I'm trying to do with like EGL versus the world. Make these like the next thing we have is next Sunday. It's Team Elo Slappers. It's essentially the
Is
highest.
everyone did everyone accept to that?
Yeah, yeah. Everyone said
Oh, okay.
yes. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
And I'll make the next one. Don't hold me to this, but the next one is going to be like team hand me downs. It's basically be the second best player in each position.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. It'll be fun to do stuff like that. So, but yeah, every single player accepted. So that's going to be a banger next Sunday.
That's good. Yeah.
That'll be freaking fun to watch. I have no idea what Riot's going to throw their way because when they won their first game, it might not get crazy, but as soon as if they win their second game back to back, they're going to get some crazy matchmaking. Like something's going to throw their way. It's going to be like impossible. I don't think they're going to win all 4 games, just because I think matchmaking will try to like hard correct it.
See,
Um,
Flex Q is always interesting.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be interesting, and it's Sunday at 12 o'clock, so people will be on. People will be playing. There will be enough high elo players for matchmaking to pull from. So yeah, it's gonna be weird. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but anyways, yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to get back to. So all right, next question for you, unless you have anything else to add on any of that stuff.
No, man, let's go.
Yeah. All right. So next question for you is, what has Riot done wrong, and what has Riot done right in the last, I don't know. Well, you could say from the whole history, or you can just talk about a specific recently. Like, do you have any opinions on Riot right now?
No, I think overall, like honestly, the game's like not so bad. Like I think the current state is pretty good.
Yeah,
Like I think the game is like really balanced. Honestly, like I think a lot of people like to complain, but
about the
like League is like
outliers.
yeah, but like League generally is like a very balanced game for all of the things that they need to consider. Like it's actually like pretty well done. I don't think there's ever like a time where if you're playing like a real character and like the real role, like I don't think there's anything like stopping you from like actually climbing,
Yeah,
like ever. Like I think like
I
even
actually
like
think you were the one that told me that's like every character can hit master.
oh
Like
yeah,
even
oh
even like a
100%.
terribly balanced champion can still hit master on their
I might
server.
even say every character can hit challenger. Like on at least on
Really?
our region, like I think it's possible.
Okay.
Like you could literally play like anything to challenger. I swear you could play like I'm trying to think of like terrible characters. Like right now Yumi is in a bad spot or some shit.
Right.
But I think you could play Yumi support to challenger. Like it's played in challenger lobbies. You see it like in like
Sure.
GM a lot. Like 80 carry. Like I'm trying to think like Zeri right now is pretty bad.
Hmm.
Like after all the nerfs, but like there's still like a lot of people that pick Zeri and challenger and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like I think like the game is actually like so well balanced. Like you can literally just play any character like in their
Okay.
like normal role at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Like the
fair.
role that they're mainly balanced for, and then like you could probably play it to
Sure.
challenger at
Yeah, I
least in our
mean,
region.
like Casante, you probably only need 150 games, and
Yeah,
Fiora, you might need 400 games. But either way, you can get there in a season. Is what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to say. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you just need to like practice and like not let it like get you, not let it be like, oh my
Hmm.
character's so bad or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like there's like some offshoot stuff. Like I know like occasionally Riot like kills a character in their role or something like that. So like for example, like before I think like I was learning Talia a lot in like season like 7 and 8, and then they killed mid lane Talia. It stopped being like the primary point of balance. Like they fully pivoted her to jungle.
Right.
Like if you're a mid lane Talia player, and or let's say you were like a mid lane Talia OTP or some shit like that, then yeah, that kind of sucks because like Riot stopped balancing the role for like for your
Mm-hmm.
role in that thing. Like there you have like some kind of excuse, and that kind of sucks. I definitely like feel bad for people that like lose their character in that role.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like
I mean,
generally,
I
like
actually lost Aatrox. Like that champion was taken from me and will never be returned.
what do
Same
you mean,
thing
like
with
the old like
Graves.
pre-rework?
Yeah, yeah, with the attack
Yeah,
speed
yeah,
toggle and all that. Yeah, just the way he
yeah,
felt. Probably like my third favorite champion was old Aatrox. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Like
Like
that
he
sucks
felt
sometimes.
amazing. Yeah.
When stuff like that happens, like I understand, but like also like in the greater like scene of things, like it was like necessary, I guess.
Mhm.
So I don't blame Riot too much for stuff like that.
Sure.
I think the one thing that I don't like about Riot is um, like aversion to like certain like competitive changes. I guess like a lot of the time the game is balanced around like the actual like patch wise, like I think patch changes are not like so bad. Although I think like one thing that Riot was scared of, which they're actually changing a lot now, is like before they would just make small number tweaks and then like gradually over a long set of changes, like maybe the meta would shift.
Mhm.
But like now they've actually made like a lot of like really big defining changes. Like obviously just like 2 weeks ago, I can't remember when the patch came out, but like they did all of the anti-snowball changes, and that's changed a lot.
Right.
Like that's made like certain characters like way better than they were before. Obviously like jungle like completely got fucking changed,
Mhm.
such that like I don't know. I'm trying to think of all like in Hilo, like the junglers that were getting locked were like Belveth and Kha'Zix and champs like that were super aggressive and like really invade heavy, very early game proactiveness. And like those characters are like some of the worst junglers on the patch like this right
Right.
now.
Right.
And like the better ones are like Rammus, like Ivern is still high
Oh,
presence.
he's
Ivern used to be
so
strong
good.
before that,
Yeah.
but like Ivern's even stronger now.
Yeah.
So I think like I kind of like having big patches, so I'm happy Riot did stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
also pretty nice because like it's like definitely noticeable. Like I feel like the games are longer.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
that can be shown empirically, but yes, the feel of the game, like I don't know what it is. Like even if empirically the average game only rose by like 4 minutes,
Yeah,
every
it was like a
game
few
I'm
minutes,
like
yeah.
I'm justified being a Gathering Storm enjoyer because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's
I'm
good.
always hitting 30 minutes, which is where I
Yeah,
feel like Gathering Storm is like, "Oh, you're not trolling for taking it." You know? And then
yeah,
if you hit a 40-minute game, dude, it's like unlimited gold value. And you're just like, "This is better than the entire skill tree." It's
yeah.
like this one rune is better than yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt like a month ago, like there were so many games where it's just like FF to 15 or some shit like that.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, the reduction of snowballing has really helped. I guess like part of that is like I know they changed debt timers to be lower, but I think the most impactful change was like plate gold being reduced. Like,
Yeah.
what was it before? It was like
It was
160 or
one I
something like
think it
that.
was 175 and they lowered
170?
it to
Yeah,
125, right?
yeah, that's like a
That
fucking
is a
massive change.
lot of
Like
gold down.
like if you were like playing like a super aggressive lane, like right now, I think like Caitlyn is pretty strong actually. And then like if this Caitlyn like was in this form like prior to this, like on the snowball patch, like it would be way more OP
Mm,
than what it is now because like you would just like destroy a tower like for free. And then if you were into a like lane winning matchup, like you would just have 250 extra gold on bot. That's like
right.
very significant at that stage. Like
Yeah.
at 14 minutes, like that's like a lot of gold. So yeah, I
I th-
think I really like those big changes.
yeah. I think I and this is not like some hot take that's never been heard before, but I can't think besides Aatrox, and here's the thing, it's not like new Aatrox is bad. Like I like this champion a lot. I just wish he could have been released as someone else, you know.
Yeah.
But besides Aatrox, I feel like every single remake and redo that like ASU or VGU that Riot has done has just been amazing.
Yeah,
And,
they've done
and
a
I
good job.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think the mistake that they're doing, like for me, like right now, it's like when I think about the question I asked you, like what have they done wrong, what have they done right? I think what they've done wrong is not invest more in that, you know, because there's
Yeah.
so many champions, and if we could get like three complete reworks a year, I think that would be huge. I mean,
Yeah.
like the
Maybe.
some of these champions are 13, 14 years old, you know? And it's like we can get updates like that. I'm also not opposed to. You remember like Rengar when he changed his Q to the pum pum, and he would
Yeah,
go
yeah.
forward. Yeah. I loved that they would just change one ability like that, and it just made him feel so different. Or like when the Kog'Maw to 5-0 cap attack speed, which was stupid.
Yeah,
But
I remember
like
that.
I wish they wouldn't be so afraid to do things like that more often. I don't think that's
Yeah.
a big deal, like I really don't think that's a big deal. And I think you could help champions a lot more instead of just changing numbers if you just changed an ability. Like maybe you'll lock out in a champion. Okay, we're going to change ability, but we won't change the champion for 2 years, ability wise. Yeah, we'll change numbers too, but that way it's not too jarring, right? It's like, holy crap, all these,
Yeah.
but you kind of put yourself like on a soft timer. You make a decision and just run with it there. Like, I think that would keep the game fresh. It would still keep thematics for the champions the same, but also giving players new tools, new ways to innovate. Yeah, I'm super okay with that. Same thing with like um some of the boot enchantments. I thought were some of the coolest. Like I wish items had enchantments.
Oh, yeah.
Like imagine if you could do
Yeah.
stuff like that in the game. It's like I know they don't want to make the game too complex, and it's like to a new player the game looks crazy, but like frankly new players aren't really coming into this game. So why can't we add some depth to the players that are already here, you know?
Yeah.
New players are just
I
going to play ARAM anyways, and so it makes sense that you don't need the enchantments for ARAM. So, I don't know.
Yeah, the updates were I was like just looking at a list of the updates, but yeah, I agree. Like the recent updates have been like kind of smaller, but like some of
Mhm.
them have been really impactful. Like Rel rework. When Rel got her rework, like I mean,
Yeah.
she became
Yes.
so insane.
I don't even remember Rail before her rework, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
her new update is like it's actually like now it's landed like very well, but
Mhm.
like on release, oh my god, it was pretty strong. But like now I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I guess Ivern also got an update, like a small modification to his gameplay.
Mhm.
But like now Ivern's really good.
Yeah.
Obviously they had to rework Yumi. I remember that.
Yeah.
So
And
now
that's the
she's
thing
like
is some
mostly
kits are so
shielding.
timeless that like you're almost are afraid of even opening the can of worms for Riot to make that a normal thing. Like if Riot ever touched Ezreal, I think the game would explode because like his kit is so. I mean, I guess they did. They changed
They
W.
did. They
They
changed
changed
W.
W. They changed W. Hmm. Yeah, I guess they did touch Ezreal. Now that I think about it.
Some characters are like some characters are pretty good. I feel like a lot of the reworks are like targeted towards newer characters that just didn't land well.
Yeah,
Like
that's true. That's
like
true.
Rel, Yumi, Ivern even.
Yeah.
Like Ivern is a hard one to balance, but I think Rel is like a more reasonable case where they tried to make an engage support and then just didn't like have the right tools to like work
Right.
anymore, so they had to change it.
Right.
But like yeah, there's like characters that don't need updates, like old characters, even like release champions like TF. Like Twisted Fate is like super like
Mm-hmm.
timeless almost.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it
Yeah.
just like fills a good role.
Now he has a
And
1.1 AP ratio on his W. Timeless.
yeah. Yeah. And
Nuke.
everything like for the most part, like it just needs like numbers changes and like the like mains won't be like upset with it.
Hmm.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool in that way.
Yeah.
I guess some older updates were like Mundo, Dr. Mundo got changed. I remember
Yep.
that
Yep.
when he got his old VFX and like gameplay update. Ramus, I guess we were talking about Ramus before. Yeah,
Yep.
Ramus got that update where they changed his ulti to the jump.
Yeah. So
So
good.
that
That
was
was a
always
that was
interesting.
a great change.
Yeah, yeah, it is
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they do a good job. I think the one gripe that I've had like over like the past few years with Riot is just like communication changes in solo queue. Especially this year. I mean that's been a target like topic for like a lot of people is like
Hmm.
when they remove self pings. Like if you're trying to ping someone's like items or summoner spells or themselves,
Yeah. That is
then you can't do that
just.
anymore. And
That is
like
so. It is so
yeah,
bad, man.
like that
It's
like
so
I hate
bad.
it because like the game already has like a bad communication medium, which is like chat and pings. And like those are like useless like a
Yeah.
lot of the time. Or like of course they have use, but like it's like 10 times worse than like having like actual voice comms. Especially with
And
like people that you know you don't play with. Like in solo queue,
yeah.
like voice comms can actually be like super useful.
I've never
And I don't
had a Discord call like I'll link my Discord out in solo queue or join others.
yeah.
I've not had one ever have like a rage quit or anything. I think people are,
Yeah.
but it's also because people are like, yo, if this guy's trying, like, he just wants to win, like, so people keep it chill, I think. And
Yeah,
then if it
yeah.
gets bad, they just, if like if you had a bad loss, you just leave the comm as soon as the game's over. But like, I've had no one rage at me or do anything like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't
Like I think
know why Riot just doesn't allow a opt in, opt out. Like, no one's gonna get flamed. You can't flame someone who mute deafens because they can't see your flame. So it doesn't
yeah.
even matter. They should just have it opt in, opt out. It's just that
Yeah,
simple.
it's like one thing that I noticed. Like I like whenever I played like one of the reasons why I played Overwatch and like CS and stuff was because it had voice comms. Like I just wanted to break from League because like I
Hmm.
felt like the communication mediums are like so bad for competitive play. Like I want to play solo queue and have like a serious game, but then like I can't even talk to my support, who is the other person in my lane,
Hmm.
on like coordinating engages or like where I
Right.
want them to stand or some shit like that. I have to type to them or something like that, and it's like that's like
Yeah.
a terrible way of doing things.
All Riot would have to
Um,
do is implement the voice system, which I know they can do because they have a party feature built into their damn client.
yeah,
And then just add, instead of like honor a teammate thing, they just need to have a mandatory audio was good with this player or bad. And if it becomes bad, then you're auto muted or something like that. It's just that simple. They ain't got to get crazy with it. They just need to do it and see what happens. Just try it out for a year at least.
yeah, it sucks.
I
Like I wish they would at least release it in like high elo
Oh yeah,
as
like
like a
mass
as like
yeah.
a demo or something like that. Like if they
Yeah.
really like care about it, because
Can you imagine
like
how many
Riot,
people would actually try really, really hard to get high elo if they know that comms are available then? It's
yeah, I
like
know.
it's like wow.
And like Riot's already said like their reasons for not bringing it to League. And it's like,
Yeah, well, no
oh,
one
like
cares.
certain
No one
certain groups
cares.
get harassed, or
Yeah.
like flame over voice is like much more personal or something like
Yeah,
that.
but
There's like a lot of things, but like yeah, I agree with what you were saying. Like a lot of the time, like people don't flame in voice chat. Like I think the commonness of it is way lower
yeah.
than what happens in like text chat.
Hmm.
And then like yeah, I mean
I also think too, because now you do start to see the same people in high elo more often. Obviously, there are less players, but like if
yeah,
I'm in gold, the chances of me seeing this player ever again, why am I even going to try to change his mind or talk to him about the game at all? Right? It's like if the game's
yeah.
over, it's not like, hey man, can we just talk after the game so I can explain? Why did you buy, Iceborne Gauntlet while you were playing Lulu? Could you just, it's like, nah, dude, you're not going to have that conversation. All right, man. Good luck. Later. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I just wish they would implement it. And like maybe there's an argument for the fact that like a lot of people probably wouldn't use it. And like I can see that too. I think there would be like a decent amount of people
Yeah,
that
look at the
don't
amount of
use
pros that
voice.
didn't use it in the
Yeah, and
the
like
pro
champs
thing.
queue and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Champs Queue. They would just mute
Yeah.
deafen. Yeah.
There was a lot of people that didn't use comms in like champs queue. And like you know what? That's like it's possible that that happens in solo queue too.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if like
But that's the
there's
same
like
as it is now. It's like
half of the people, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So like
At least you have
maybe like
some people on it. Yeah.
yeah, maybe they just assess that it's like not a worthwhile investment if like not enough of the player base is adopting it.
Yeah.
Then like I guess I can kind of understand, but I just wish there was a bit more push for it because
Yeah.
like I think it would make solo queue more like serious.
Yeah. I
And
almost feel like I'm cheating. If I get like a 4 stack solo queue Discord call, I'm
yeah,
like,
it's good.
dude, we just cheated. Like we actually just we're cheating because like it's just such an instant win. All right.
Yeah, and it makes the game so much more enjoyable. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
All right. Next segment. Questions for Vindy. Do you have any questions that you can think of? You don't have to have any questions. It's fine. We
I
can
don't
just
know.
go straight into something else. But do you have any thoughts that you want to ask me or anything like that?
Dude, I guess like the one thing I was like thinking about was like the round robin.
Hmm.
Like I don't mind the round robin, but like why did you make it like 2x? Do you think it's too long or something like
Yeah.
that?
So I already talked to the captains. We cut it in half for the next one.
So
So
just like one of
it's just going
each
to be
team.
3 games. Yeah, it's just
I
going to
think
be
that
three
would be
games.
good. I was about to
Yeah.
suggest the same thing.
Well,
Yeah.
see, here's the thing. When you hear best of ones in your head, it sounds a lot faster.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like, dude, 5 games of league? Yeah, I play 5 games of league like every weekend, every day. It's like at least.
yeah.
Like I hop in with the boys. It's like 6, 7 o'clock at night, and we'll play to 12. Yeah, we played 5 games. You look back, you only played 4. You're like, oh, hmm. And also the stress was nowhere near as high, and you weren't
Yeah,
making
yeah.
lobbies, and it's like, oh, huh,
Yeah, all the
okay.
setup that goes into a game
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well is
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. It's
it
like,
definitely
oh,
wears
okay,
you down.
wait. It's like actually every game in a comp setting is like an hour and a half is what it feels like. So
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, so I'm just gonna cut it in half, which is fine because now all games that are won are double the playoff points as they were in the first half of the season. So it's still kind of like evened out, if that makes sense. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, I just thought it'd be better. Also, too, like if we had even if we just had 6 teams, I actually think it would be okay to play 5 games, like best of ones, because then you're playing
Yeah,
against a new team every single game, and players
yeah,
get hope. Guys, we're 0-4, but we can beat this
yeah,
last
yeah,
team. It's like fuck, we got to face this team that we almost beat. Like imagine EGL having to face RSH again when you almost beat them, or NG again when you almost beat them in the first round, and it's like, dude, I want to be done. I gave it my all
yeah,
for the first 2 games. Game 3 came around, and it's like, wait, we got to do this again. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I get it. So, yeah, live and you learn, and we'll learn from that. And yeah, so I cut it
Cool.
already. So
And do you think you're gonna get more teams for like the next season? Do you think you're gonna try to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
get some
absolutely.
more?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I think a lot of it had to do with timelines. I rushed, like I said, like I rushed. So,
Hmm.
season 7 doesn't start until late January. So,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
yeah, so I'm about to start scouting teams out, getting people locked in, and then I'm going to be doing something new that I've never done before, and I'm going to be having a budget meeting with every player who is interested in playing. I'm going to have like a big town hall meeting, and whoever shows up will get a vote on how much the next season is going to cost and what we're getting for the money that we're putting in.
Yeah, like
So,
the prize pool.
yeah, price pool. Well, so like edges cut, right? Because we're a business.
Yeah, yeah,
The prize pool, and then also production, like what we want from production, how much we're willing to pay. Um, so I want to because like what if people are like, you know what? If it's gonna be $60, I'd rather like most of that just go to production. Like screw the prize pool. Like I'm okay just paying for like a good show.
yeah,
Like so historically I've been pretty against doing stuff like that, but I think my community is now mature enough and knows what I'm kind of going for that I'm actually willing to totally put things to more of a group vote. So I'll be announcing when that's coming, when that town hall is going to be there. But you know, it'll mean a lot to me if anyone who's even considering about playing shows up because I mean, I will be moving with those votes. And I'll have some rules on, it's like I'm not going to do like 51% voted on this, then we're just doing it. Like I'm going to have like here's what I want, but if I'm overruled, I will just be overruled. So, but yeah,
yeah,
there'll be more to come on that, but yeah, that's my goal is to have 8 teams. I mean, I want 8 teams always as the minimum. 8 teams
yeah,
just makes things a lot of fun. 6 teams isn't too bad if the elo is really close, you know,
yeah.
because
That
you
makes
can do a
sense.
lot with the 16 bracket. That's interesting. Like when you do like a 5 game round robin, like I said, that's not really possible. You can't do a round robin with 8 teams. So I'd have to like create 2 pools, which is
Yeah,
fine.
like two groups. Yeah,
Which is fine, but it's still not like there's just you have to make compromises on different things. So,
yeah,
but
makes
yeah,
sense.
those are like my 2 big things is yeah, trying to make this not so much of a hassle. Like it's so hard to like, and I'm going through this right now. Having the games be have a 7-day window sounds so great on paper, but then every time it's just like trying to get people to, oh, what day's good for you this week? Oh, let me
Yeah, yeah,
ask 5 people, and try to get the stars to align. That most of the time, like it was only 4 teams, so it's like you just have to do it with 4 teams. But if we go 6 or 8, I'm going back to concrete days. It's just impossible. And especially if we're going to be doing production, like real production, I can't have the
Yeah,
production guys like, hey, when do I have to be at the studio this week? It's like, no, we just need an actual schedule. So, but yeah, all
makes
right.
sense. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for that. And then talk to me about last Saturday. That kind of leads up into my next question. Um, how did
Yeah.
the round robin go for you? I think you were only able to play half the first 3 games.
Yeah, I was only played 3. I played, like, the first 2 games, and then I missed a game, and then I played the next game, and then I had to go just because like, something, that I didn't know about until the morning. So I
Okay.
had to leave it I had to leave for the last 2 games.
Yeah.
But, like,
I've
yeah, it was
heard
pretty.
you're kind of vicious. I've heard you're playing the game a lot right now, and you're playing at a very high level. What do you feel about that being said?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not playing very much mid, so I'm pretty bad, honestly. Like, I think my mid lane games are, like, really bad, actually.
But you're
But
playing the game a lot, right? Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can tell just even watching you play mid. Like I can actually
Yeah.
tell like that you're playing the game because I know the past like 2 years you've been very busy with work and school, and
Yeah.
I don't know where you're at in life right now, but you're definitely playing more League.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I've like way more time now.
yeah,
But like yeah,
yeah. It
definitely
shows. It definitely shows.
when I was like I think I was way better like honestly like mid lane wise like relative to everything. Like 2 or 3 years ago. Like back when I was in like my first year of university because even though in solo queue like solo queue I was still like pretty bad. I wasn't playing like I was playing a lot of solo queue but I wasn't taking it very seriously.
Mm,
But then like even in like back then I was still playing for my school and stuff like that. So we always had scrims lined up. So we were always playing like good players and like good teams.
hmm.
So I was relatively well experienced there. I think if I was playing mid like right now, like it would be good. I would be like a lot better even than what I was before. Because like
Right.
yeah, so now like obviously my count I don't play any mid really. I just play like AD.
Sure.
Um, which is definitely the role that I'm better at now.
Yeah.
Just because like that's what I play.
You also have
But
like the best support in the circuit down there, which definitely
yeah, he also
helps.
plays well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, but overall, like in terms of mid, like I feel like the only player who's like really like challenging to play versus is like likable. I've had this thing like where like in EGL like I don't take my game seriously that much unless I think like the team is like very strong.
Yeah.
And like obviously with EGL like I think the team is good, but also like I already know like the lane matchup will be good because like likable
Yeah.
is a good player and he's better than me at mid.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
so I always like playing versus him.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, he's the first mid
but yeah,
laner that's come in that's definitely like better than you, so you
yeah,
definitely have
yeah,
to like rise up and bring your A game, you know.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel like if I was like playing mid lane, then maybe I could have like something where I'm like, oh, like it's actually like really close. Where like obviously like every game we're gonna ban like auction because it's like
Right, yeah.
one of the
You
cool
yeah,
plays in
you
solo
won't
queue.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And like outside of that, then you could argue like, oh, maybe it's like close because like then I would be like playing mid and I would ideally be like at the same rank I am now, like somewhere in like Masters or GM or whatever.
yeah. Mhm.
And then you would be like, oh, it's probably close. But like right now, because I don't play any mid, like I don't really have. I don't think I could ever like confidently say like, oh, I'm better than likable right now. So
Sure, sure, sure.
probably not. So yeah, I
So
think it's
you
interesting.
you guys are only a few points, playoff points behind RSH. They have not dropped a single game yet.
Yeah,
Oh no, no, wait. I think they dropped one game. They dropped one game.
where
Oh man, maybe they haven't. Yeah, I don't think they have. It sucks. We're using Discord, so I can't like
yeah.
actually use Discord to look at this stuff. Regardless,
You can switch it, just switch it.
nah, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Um, but yeah, so RSH they are looking pretty unstoppable. Even without Zutter, they didn't lose a game.
Mhm.
Saturday. I mean, they had some close calls. They definitely. I mean, we almost took a game off of them. Um, but yeah, it's looking like it's going to be an NG RSH best of five grands. You think in a best of five situation, you guys can pull it out?
Yeah, maybe. Like, I mean, we did good against them. I think like last time we played. Like,
Hmm.
obviously we got the first game like really well. and like we won that game, and then the
Yeah.
following two games we lost. I can't remember exactly
That's what I was thinking. You
what was
guys did
happening.
score a game on them, but they won the series. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
beat
yeah,
them
yeah.
first game, and then they won the second
Yep.
and the third
Yeah,
game.
actually, I watched that. All of a sudden, you guys just killed them all, and then you just won. And it was
Yeah,
literally,
yeah, yeah.
it felt like an LC. It felt like the TL versus T1 game at
No, yeah, where
Worlds.
they
It
just
was just
died.
like, wow, they're even. What? Oh, it's over.
Yeah, whoever just wins at that point just like kind of ends the game.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, okay, it's just over. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like we won the fight like so close to their base, and it was just like
It's
we
like,
also had Jinx,
yeah,
so it was like super easy to win the game at that point.
yeah,
But yeah, I think like I mean we definitely can. I don't think I was playing the best either. I feel like I'm gonna be saying that for like every game just because like I'm on a role that I don't really play anymore. But
sure.
I mean hopefully I'll be able to get like a little bit better at the characters. The thing is like this patch like suits me very well. Like the characters that are in play are actually like really good for what I play. Like I played a lot of Oriana and Syndra like previously. So
Yeah,
obviously, I guess like the last time I was playing a lot of Syndra, it was a different version of her, but
yeah.
but like whatever, potato potato. It's
Right,
I
right.
can
They still
fucking pick it up.
feel kind of the same.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I think it'll be okay. Like hopefully, I think if I like ramp up a little bit more, because I think if I was playing better in those games, we could probably like take one of the second or third games if I was
Yeah.
playing a little bit better.
All right.
But
And for
but yeah.
our final topic here, thoughts on Worlds.
Oh yeah, Worlds. I don't know. I've actually been liking it. I thought the like World so far. I didn't watch too much of plans to be honest, because I didn't really
Yeah,
care.
yeah, I didn't either.
But
The
like
Swiss
real,
Swiss brackets has been fun to watch.
yeah, it has been fun.
Yeah.
Like I think the only thing that sucked is like some of the like matchups. Like obviously everyone's talked about like the Civil War, whatever the fuck it
Yeah, the
is,
Civil
like,
Wars. Yeah. Yeah.
where like everyone's just like playing versus each other. And
Mhm.
even now, like tomorrow or I guess today or whatever, tonight,
Yeah,
like
tonight.
there's gonna be another one like with JDG versus LNG, which really sucks. I would have liked to see like G2 play like one of the Chinese teams, and then one of the Chinese teams plays like Genji, and then
Mhm.
that would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But overall, the game's been really good. I've been
Yeah.
really happy to like watch like everything that I can. Like I think like NA hasn't been doing so well, which I'm not surprised by.
No one is.
Um, yeah,
Did you
but
watch Casual's G2 versus
yeah,
Wave
I
OK?
I saw some of the reaction, like I saw some of the clips, but like
he,
yeah, I saw him like take his
he
shirt off and shit like
he
that.
just posted the full video. Go and watch it. I haven't laughed that hard at a League of Legends video in a long time.
Yeah,
His
dude, it was
editor
so.
his editor just did him real dirty. I mean, it was really good. Yeah, it was
Dude,
good.
but it was good. I'm really happy with G2. G2, I always feel like always has some faith because I think they like draft the best out of like any team in the
Yeah.
world probably. I actually think like China and well, I think LPL drafts are actually like pretty good.
You're not the
I
only
think like
person to say that, by the way. Like, I think it was there was two Korean players that like had an interview. They both said that they think that G2 is drafting like the best at the tournament. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think that's like hard to. I don't think that's like a hard statement to make either. Like I feel like
Sure.
G2 even like over the years has just always had like pretty creative drafts, and they never like
Hmm.
draft themselves in the wall. There's already been like a lot of worlds drafts where like crazy shit has happened. Like
Oh, the
for ex-
misfortune in Desira. Remember that at
oh
Worlds?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like that
I
that
remember
to me was
that.
the craziest like what is going on moment, and then we're like
Yeah.
this man is a genius. Like
Yeah.
oh,
People like I guess people don't pull out shit like that, but like even like now, like I feel like teams like just draft themselves into like bad situations. Like
mhm.
yesterday, like I think it was like or not yesterday, the day before, it was like I think it was Weibo versus NRG. Let me look this up actually because I want to get it right. But I think Weibo like locked in like first pick, they locked in Poppy. And then NRG locked in
Oh,
like
they
after the Poppy
Kalista.
was locked
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah. It's
locked
like
in
what?
they locked in not just Kalista, they locked in Kalista, Alistar, Jace, and Ornn. And I
Yeah.
was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like that's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
insane. They were
That
blue
was
side locked in Poppy, and then they drafted
yeah.
everything like terribly into
That
them.
was literal gold armchair redditor. We're like, hey,
Yeah.
like yeah,
It,
that's real bad.
it's
Yeah.
pretty insane. And like when I watch like the NA teams, like they do it like a lot. And I know it's like because it's characters that are like internationally like quite strong. Like everyone like plays them. And like I don't mind when like the LPL does it because they are the best teams in the world at playing the style and they know like how to play these characters. And even then, like I still don't think it's good because Poppy just counters all of that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I like G2 a lot because I don't think they ever do that really. Sometimes they'll like never like draft themselves into a wall like that. They're very like creative with the picks they did. Like just today they just picked Yone top, right? And that's like
Yep.
obviously it's like fairly meta, but it's like also like
It's a
still like a
competitive world's meta, though. It's like that's the
yeah,
thing. It's
it's
like,
like
yeah, I see
different
Yone
exactly.
top every other game I play, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you get to pick it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like their picks are like I feel like they have good priority on like their characters and they're always willing to like pull like wacky shit too. Like G2 pulled out like Swain top, I think, like in a few games
Yep.
during the
Swain is
regional playoffs.
so good. He is so good. I think we're gonna see him more the deeper we go, like
We'll
in
see
the
if anyone
worlds.
picks it out, I think it'll be G2. So
Yeah, that champion is so good. So good.
yeah.
All right, man.
And
Well, thanks for hitting us. We're hitting that 50-minute mark, so I know
all right,
we
yeah.
could keep
We'll
chatting
cap it.
all the time, but yeah, no, thanks for hopping on. After I kill the video, I'll ask you who you want me to interview next for the next episode. And yeah, I'm excited to see you guys charge into finals, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully.
Maybe you'll meet us in semifinals. We got to
When
beat
does the season
EXE.
end then? Is it like 4 weeks or something
I
like
think
that?
it's in 3 weeks from now. I don't remember the exact date, but
Okay.
we're approaching. This is week 4 on Sunday, so yeah. All
Makes
right.
sense.
Well, thank you so much,
All
Brad.
right.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.